Yeah. Yeah. Welcome back once again, ladies and gentlemen. It seems that all my systems working properly, so we just gonna dive right into this motherfucker. We ain't about to wait for nobody. We ain't about to do no intro, nothing. We just gonna get straight down to business. So, welcome back to the communication station. It's your boy Schwetzy in this bitch. Today we got a big topic to talk about. A really big topic to talk about. So, today we're talking about mental illness, what it actually is and how to actually deal with the shit rather than being subjugated to certain ways of behaving, ways of thinking patterns and all type of extra shit that don't even necessarily pertain to you and don't even necessarily need to be something that you need to be attaching yourself to, because at the end of the day you know where it leads to. If you're unhappy with your life, you got to change yourself. That's the number one thing. So, I want to talk about mental illness today in the context of how a lot of people, aka on the internet or psychologists, want to talk about it. You get what I'm saying? And I also want to give what it actually is in response to your upbringing and shit like that. So a lot of people will say that you develop these things based on trauma responses, defense mechanisms, and stuff like that, which yes is very true. But this is the thing about it. They've done all this research to the point where they see how whenever you're brought up in a certain context and a certain way of living and shit like that, you're in a certain sentiment and you have to react and respond to things in your environment that might not be going according to plan or might not seem like it's working in your favor at the moment. Yes, you are going to develop these defense mechanisms and these trauma responses to these things that hurt you deeply or some shit like that. You get what I'm saying? Now, actually, matter of fact, let's backtrack 1 second for just a second. The first thing that I need to make very clear: the individuals who actually have been diagnosed with a quote unquote mental illness by a psychologist or a doctor, I want to let you guys know there's nothing wrong with you, truly. Like let's get that down very, very clear and concise. There's nothing wrong with you, truly. You just as a child developed these certain responses due to what you were experiencing. You get what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with you guys, truly. There you don't need to be fixed. You don't necessarily need help from somebody, because you already know going to therapy and going to having a counselor and all this extra shit, it don't really lead to anything. It don't really solve anything for you. You people who actually do have therapists and counselors and shit like that, y'all be the same ones who be complaining to me about how they never get to the root cause of the issue and they never help you actually truly fix anything. You get what I'm saying? But like I said, you guys don't actually need to be fixed. There's nothing wrong with you, truly. You know what I'm saying? And all these things are not concrete. You get what I'm saying? Like a person who has been diagnosed with something, a lot of the time you guys will take the concept as far as what they diagnose you with and allow that to run your life. You get what I'm saying? That way you can dodge the responsibility and the accountability and don't do the work that is actually necessary for you to grow as an individual and move past these things and move past these limiting belief systems. You get what I'm saying? Like I was telling you guys in my previous video, all of these things that correlate to mental illness, and when people diagnose you and shit like that, they're always correlated to something that plays on your belief system. So aka they have to convince you that you have this. You get what I'm saying? So people who have been diagnosed with like chronic depression, anxiety, social anxiety and shit like this, you just think now by default, just because you have exhibited certain characteristics and traits at a point in your life where you were trying to keep your security and safety in check. You know what I'm saying? You started to develop these traits of being anxious, being afraid in certain scenarios so that you could shrink, not to ruffle any feathers. And you knew if you acted out in certain type of ways, shit would happen that wasn't so sufficient for you. Not everybody is out to hurt you. That make that clear as well. But we all do these things. We all develop these defense mechanisms. We all develop these habitual characteristics and traits. Now, the thing to take into consideration is this might not be something that's actually playing on your consciousness. You get what I'm saying? Like that's the thing that they be doing to y'all with certain diagnosis whenever you're getting diagnosed with something. They will describe characteristics and traits to you and they will make it seem like it's out of your control and there's nothing that you can do about it. That's just the way you are. That's the way that your brain is wired now, and you just have to be a certain way until you die, essentially. No, it's not like that at all. And like I said, you guys do not need to be fixed. You don't need to be changed. You just need to tweak and adjust certain things. That way you're not harming yourself and other individuals in your environment. You get what I'm saying? Like I said, there's absolutely nothing wrong with y'all. If y'all want to know the God's honest truth, I think the people who do feel things very deeply like this, and are able to tap into deep reaches of depression and suffering, and deep feelings of anxiety, and people who have other what quote unquote mental disorders and all this shit. If you want to know the God's honest truth, I think y'all are the real individuals. You get what I'm saying? Like I think that y'all are like real spirits down here. You're just caught up in a paradigm at the moment, and caught up into a concept of how they frame up y'all's mind to make y'all think you have to be a certain way now, just because of how you decided to react and respond to what you was going through whenever you was a child. I think that y'all are the real beings, the motherfuckers who live this life. Even certain individuals, they say like 1 in 4 people is affected by some type of mental illness. You get what I'm saying? But like I said, these are all just responses to what you experienced whenever you was growing up. And the people who don't develop some reach of feeling something very deeply, or being extremely hurt or traumatized by something, and they just kind of brush it off, I feel like that's more of like a robotic type of mind state, as a youngin. You get what I'm saying? Because when you being brought up, it's more keen on shit. You get what I'm saying? And not only that, you more sensitive when you younger anyways. You know what I'm saying? But the people who are like ultra sensitive to certain emotions, and certain thoughts and stuff like that, I think that y'all are the realest beings. You know what I'm saying? And y'all, I see a lot of potential in y'all, and y'all hold a lot of power that y'all don't even be aware of. You get what I'm saying? If you are able to tap into an emotion like that strongly, you get what I'm saying? You got some type of power and influence over shit. You get what, like, that's just how it seemed to me anyways. Like every time I come around a person who is struggling with things like this, and still like in their mind believe that they have some type of mental illness, they need to be fixed, and they're stuck being like this in some type of way of how they don't want to be, and they have no control over it. You get what I'm saying? Because I've talked to y'all individuals plenty enough in my life, and I even used to struggle from some of these same issues. You get what I'm saying? Like I've had doctors try to tell me that I've got chronic depression and social anxiety and all these other fucking miscellaneous disorders and all that shit. No, bitch, it's just about having control over your own self. That's all it is. Because this is the thing. All of y'all be telling me too, in the back of y'all mind, the shit that y'all be doing, you don't want to actually even be doing. So this is what the essence of mental illness actually is in the first place. What it actually is you just not being in control of yourself. That's all it is. It's just you being in the sunken place. That's all it is. You get what I'm saying? But you have to realize your own power, and you have to take that back from the concept that they gave y'all of telling you that you have a mental illness and you need help and you need therapy in some way. You're never too far gone. I don't give a fuck what you do, what you're into. You might self-harm your own self. You might do all type of shit. You might try to kill yourself at certain times and stuff like that. Trust me, there's nothing wrong with you. Life is a sour bitch. Trust me, I get it. You get what I'm saying? But with that being said, we need to be more smart, and we need to be less lazy. You get what I'm saying? We need to be more logical and rational and practical with how we're directing our emotions. We have to tie both of the things together. We can't just be all chaotic in our mind and our emotions and allow these things to be in control of us rather than us being in control of them. You get what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter what you've struggled through, what you have went through. You have to confront yourself. You get what I'm saying? And that's the only way that you're going to get past that stage where you're sitting here still doing certain behaviors that you don't necessarily want to be doing no more, because you can't catch it in a moment, because you're way too clouded. You get what I'm saying? You're jumping from each mood to each mood to each mood. You get what I'm saying? And I get it. Shit fluctuates. It's not exactly easy to maintain shit all the time, especially whenever you're just starting out and stuff like that. But the thing is, this is not something that is concrete, set in stone, how your therapist want to tell you. It's not about that. Because look, this is the thing about it. They will do all this research, and they'll make all these medical diagrams and shit like that, right? AKA they'll go in and get a cadaver, a dead body off of somebody who apparently had all these issues like BPD and fucking extreme depression and social anxiety and all this shit. And what they'll do is they'll splice open the brain cavity and shit like that. And they will actually look and see how your brain develops certain pathways and certain grooves in it and shit like that from your way of thinking. You get what I'm saying? So this shit, not only it starts in the mind, but it eventually start to affect your organs at the end of the day. You get what I'm saying? So your brain will actually have indentions in it, certain wrinkles, certain pathways within your brain that keep you along that same train of thought and line of reasoning. Now, the thing about it is it does get to that point. And even a person like me, I'm just now 25, which is the way medically speaking, this is the age whenever your frontal lobe fully develop. You get what I'm saying? But the thing about it is, whenever I started doing this type of shit, my brain was already developed fully, just due to my own experiences, and also that's just how life played out for me. But this is the thing about it. A lot of motherfuckers be missing a point. Y'all think that I just started out having it all together? No. Mentally and emotionally, I mean, it don't matter what the environment look like right now. Fuck all that. We just talking about mentally and emotionally. How I'm able to remain so calm, how I'm able to stay peaceful and light, even if you in my face talking crazy. You get what I'm saying? I didn't always start out like this. You know what I'm saying? I could actually jump into a mind state where I can view my own organs and see where shit is fucked up whenever I first started this shit. So take into consideration, I had those same type of neurological issues. I had those same type of brain pathways going on. I forget the term that they use to define that shit. So y'all pardon me on not knowing the verbiage and shit like that. But I fucking looked up plenty of this shit. So I know what I'm talking about. Your way of thinking to actually carve out fucking like peaks and valleys in your brain and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So I had these exact same issues. I had these exact same pathways and ways of thinking that only lead to a means to an end and only manifest more suffering and more bullshit. You get what I'm saying? So it's not about being defined by or subjugated to whatever concept and mental illness and whatever trauma responses that you have developed. Like I said, you have to confront yourself, face these things head on, and it's going to be a situation where things play out so much better for you. And you're going to get past that stage, like I said, where you're sitting around doing shit that you don't necessarily want to do. You actually become the captain. The more and more that you just take control of your mind. Like I was saying in the previous video as well, even if you got to sit here and just distract yourself from not thinking or feeling anything. You get what I'm saying? Even if you have to just sit here and watch your breath and say in and out over and over and over again, keep your mind focused on that train of thought, even when shit is behind you and all type of shit trying to force its way into the forefront of your mind. You get what I'm saying? Just distract yourself. The more you do that, you're going to build up a habitual routine of directing your thoughts and feelings in a category that is more sufficient to you. You get what I'm saying? Then on top of that, the more that you put it into practice, it becomes like habitual and it becomes instinctual to you at that point. You don't need any language. You don't need any distraction. You don't need anything. You will recognize when something is coming in that's impeding you, and you can slice that shit up easily. Now, this is the thing too, because I know that a lot of people, whenever we get into topics like this, especially people who have been diagnosed with certain things, this is a very sensitive topic. So I want you guys to know, I'm not invalidating you or your experiences or what you've been diagnosed with or what struggles you've went through and overcame and nothing like that. I'm just telling you guys the reality of the situation. You get what I'm saying? These things have been given to y'all as a concept to keep y'all trained in a mental box. That's all it is. That's all it is. Like I said, y'all are some of the most powerful people down here if you could really just take your power back and understand who the fuck you are at the end of the day. And just have control of yourself. That's really all it takes. The main problem is Majority of individuals who are in this category, y'all be so exhausted by the thoughts and feelings that you deal with on a daily basis. You be too lazy to actually put in the work. You just got to take those small steps. Like I know it's difficult. And look, I'll lead by example on this shit because I know exactly where a lot of y'all are coming from, for real. I know exactly where a lot of y'all are coming from. So it ain't nothing. And that's the thing. Y'all be thinking too, like nobody understand, nobody get it and shit like that. Like, and I can sit here and tell you exactly how I get it, how I exactly understand where you're coming from, and you would still think a motherfucker don't get it just because I haven't actually been to the doctor and been to a bunch of therapy sessions and actually been diagnosed with some shit and actually got prescribed all type of fucking drugs and pills and shit. Like, no, this ain't that. Natural holistic healing is the only way that you gonna get anything done in your life, anything productive, any type of sufficient means that you can come to. And I don't even necessarily mean fucking taking a whole bunch of supplements and working out and eating a whole bunch of fucking ashwagandha and soursop and all this extra shit. No, I just mean on some fucking like spiritually vegan shit. Like on some a mental and emotional alkaline shit. You get what I'm saying? The more and more you do that, the more and more you gonna glow. And now people is gonna want to be around you. You get what I'm saying? People is gonna want to attach themselves to you. Wanna. You get what I'm saying? Like, don't fuck around. I'm telling y'all are like, I really want to stress this point to y'all. Y'all are some of the most powerful individuals down here. Y'all's capacity to deal with the workload of so many thoughts and feelings on a daily basis. I get that it wipe you out. I get that it make you tired. I get that it exhausts you. I get that you want to just fucking sit in the bed until you crumble up and die. I understand. Just change that emotion, tap into a different mind state. Like I said, even if you have to distract yourself, do it. Just do it. It's not hard. And I feel for y'all. Like, I got a lot of empathy and consideration for people that are like y'all. Like, really, I do. I fuck with y'all to the fullest, man. Especially the people who are like disregarded, judged, or looked over. You know, well, disregarded be the same shit essentially. You know what I'm saying? But especially people like y'all. I understand y'all. I get where y'all are coming from. Niggers always doing bullshit. Motherfuckers won't leave me alone. But anyways, yeah, like I just want y'all to know that shit. Like, y'all can really do it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can really do it. Motherfuckers like y'all could do anything. And y'all be some of the most creative people down here too. Like that's how you know y'all really on something. Cause when y'all do get that energy, that fucking moment of clarity and peace, the first thing that not even 9% of y'all do is go into a journal or a notebook or a fucking artist pad or a canvas or some shit like that. Like, y'all got the game sewn up already. Why do you think that since you was young, they had to put you in that category and put you in that box immediately? Some of y'all have even went to psych wards, been locked up just for the way that you think and feel. You get what I'm saying? Like that's a really fucked up thing. I know it's very hurtful. I trust me, I understand. Most people could not even fathom the level of suffering and trauma that a lot of people have went through, not only in this lifetime but multiple lifetimes. And shit, I know some of y'all don't want to hear shit like that, but it's very fucking true. So I trust me, I get it. But yeah, why do you think you've been punished for the way that you think and feel for all of your life? It's because your emotions and feelings are much stronger than 99% of the individuals in your environment and shit like that. You just along the way learn tactics of how to act these things out that would make you get what you wanted. That's what it's really all about. You learn how to act out in a way to make you get what you wanted. But as we grow older and grow into ourselves more, that's not sufficient anymore. You get what I'm saying? The only thing that you gonna get from that being a loud, being a chaotic, extra type of individual, the only thing you gonna get is breadcrumbs. That's all you gonna get. People are gonna make it seem like you winning in some type of way just to shut you the fuck up for the moment. That's all it's gonna be. And look, I'm not trying to be hard on you individuals. Like I said, I got a lot of consideration and empathy for y'all individuals. Like I trust me, I get it. But really, it's time to start being adults. We can't be on this childish shit no more, and we can't be taking everything that happened word wise as an attack anymore. You get what I'm saying? Like I said, we can tiptoe around people's emotional sensitivities and boundaries all fucking day, but at the end of the day, why are you choosing to feel like that in the first place? Let's keep that 100% real. Why are you even thinking that way in the first place? Why are you choosing to feel that way in the first place? You get what I'm saying? And look, this is the thing about it as well. I know you can't help but feel certain emotions, and I know that these things will impose themselves on you at times. But you have to be grown enough and mature enough to realize: is this hindering me? Is this hindering the person that's in my environment? Let me take into consideration this person's actions. What are they actually trying to convey by this wordage that they just gave to me? Even if it might seem like something that is hurtful to me at the moment or some shit like that. What, like, there's things that we have to take into consideration. We're grown now. This isn't like we can't just be out here in grown ass bodies acting like fucking children all the time. Like it doesn't work that way. You're not going to have any healthy relationships. None of your connections are going to be genuine or deep. You're never you look, look, take care of your goddamn self. Take care of your goddamn self, please. That's all you need. That's all you need. I promise you. Because then there's nothing that someone could do to hurt you. There's nothing that someone could do to shake you. You choose how the fuck you want to feel, bitch. It's your responsibility now. It's not anyone else's responsibility to regulate your mental or your emotional at all. And that's the fucked up part about it. A lot of y'all be building relationships off of this shit, especially females. And I don't want to be too hard to y'all women. I'm not a person who even gets into gender baiting, stupid bullshit like that. But in my experience, I've seen it a lot more through women. Y'all be developing relationships based upon if you think that this partner can help you regulate your mental and your emotions. You get what I'm saying? And look, I get that's kind of the job of the masculine to a certain degree, but you need to have yourself together before you even start. Even that shouldn't even be a consideration. A real man just gonna take care of that by default. Understand that. Understand that. A real man gonna take care of that by default. A real man gonna be doing all the thinking. You just need to feel what you feel. You get what I'm saying? And it should never be a fight. But yeah, that's essentially all I have for this one. I just need to let y'all know, like, y'all are some of the most powerful individuals down here. Just take control over your own self and you will fucking win everything. Trust me, I was one of y'all at one point. I promise you, I was one of y'all at one point. The way your entire environment even reacts and responds to you will shift when you start to grow and change yourself. I promise you. Every individual will change. I promise you. Because you look at how shit was when you was growing up. Now you look at shit, look how it is when you grown now. If your life is still flunked out and you've developed a bunch of negative traits and characteristics and habits off of the trauma that you might have experienced and how you developed your mental when you was younger and shit. Look at how shit is now. Look how much the people have shifted from when you was young to now. Now get yourself together real quick, easy, and watch how shit change. You can go from being a black sheep to being the one that motherfuckers is always paying attention to. Man, I can't even tell y'all half of the shit. I can't, and I'm not gonna get too long winded. Just know y'all can have the game sewn up. You already have it sewn up. A regular motherfucker don't even have the mental capacity or emotional capacity to feel 1% and think 1% of what you experience in a multitude of one fucking minute. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. That's the thing about it. Y'all are strong too. Even if you have attempted suicide. Motherfuckers out here, 99% of the population, motherfucking, if they experience 1% of what you think and feel, then motherfuckers would have been dead and gone. Stop playing. Stop playing with yourself and take yourself seriously. Quit fucking around. It's not mommy's fault. It's not the therapist's fault. It's not daddy's fault. Everything happens for a reason. And like I said, I know y'all don't want to be hearing a lot of this shit. I already know. I know y'all are sensitive in these areas. But look, everything happens for a reason. Trust me. I don't care how bad it is of what happened to you. You only are going to get what you deserve. Figure out why the fuck you deserve that and figure out how to change what you are on. Stop playing with yourself. Take yourself seriously. It's your responsibility now. All right, I'm out this bitch. Y'all take it easy. For real. Just take care of you. Everything else will fall into place. Stop fucking playing with yourself.